So for some reason, and that has to do with harvest and traditional food gathering, a lot of these kind of midwinter songs have to do with hunting rabbits or hunting ducks or whatever. So here we actually find ourselves with another rabbit song, kind of the same, similar.
And the orchard as well.
In the orchard, yeah.
It's like orchards, the green orchards. You're not gonna blossom. You're not gonna be green. The winter gonna come, the cold deep winter, and then you're the rabbit. You're not gonna jump out. You're gonna be hunted.
Thank you very much. So we should talk about the instruments that we're playing. So this here is a type of kantele from Finland, but of course the normal kantele from Finland looks more like this, but this was invented about 100 years ago in Finland when they were trying to kind of make the instrument, modernize the instrument to compete with violins and accordions, and so this is now called the concert kantele or iso kantele, and you can talk about yours.
And this is replica of traditional Lithuanian instrument called kanklės. So all this region from like Lithuania to Finland, it's called Baltic psalteries, and they have very similar names. We share, and they're all folk traditional instruments of each country. So they kind of change on a bit of how they decorate or form it, or playing styles, but more or less they're similar instruments. So yeah. And now we're gonna sing. It's a combination of two Lithuanian traditional way of singing.
Oh, I think you need to talk louder.
I need to talk louder? Okay. So we're gonna sing this very specific tradition of singing from Lithuanian, like northeast. It's called sutartinė, and it's polyphonic way of singing when two or more voices overlaps and sing different melodies in different keys. Should be not work, but it's working. So it'll be combination of two of them. One is more wedding, other is hunting one, and both about ducks. Saying, "Hey, come here! It's like great place to raise the kids." Another one like, "Don't listen! It's actually gonna kill you and eat you." But you can hear traditionally was sing only by women, mainly because I think the voice
Similar
timbre, which creates for them was most beautiful sound was goose or swans singing, so they're trying to imitate, and so in that way they kind of created this interesting sound called sekunda, of like two sounds clashing together, creating, and they found it most beautiful. So we're gonna try to present this impossible thing.
Now here we have, again, similar Finnish and Lithuanian, so we're going to make another little medley out of that. In the Finnish one, we're asking to bring on the festival of Kakri and Joulu. Joulu, of course, is Yule, Christmas time, and then eventually Easter. We have plenty of grains in our storehouse. We have plenty of beer, and we have plenty of cricket thighs and horsefly legs and sparrow tail feathers, and we have the toe of a toad, and we have the ear of a frog, and we have the one eye of a lizard.
Yes.
So we are going to have a Christmas feast for sure. So Jurgita is just tuning up the johikko, which is a very traditional Finnish kind of proto-violin, if you will, and so it's a
very sensitive.
Yes, and so it's the term johikko means horsehair strings, and this one isn't quite so sensitive because two of the strings are still strung with fishing line, but one of them I have finally strung up with horsehair, and it goes out of tune very quickly. Do you want to tell about the Lithuanian song?
The Lithuanian part is it's a little talk about old tradition when people used to go caroling. Lithuania is kind of don't do that anymore, but I have this experience with Ukrainians to do the caroling. So during the Christmas time, visiting houses and singing the songs and giving blessing to everybody, and it's saying, oh, let's go to caroling, and who's fast, we're gonna push the dogs away, and then who's strong gonna take some bags, and who will have a sneaky, they're gonna ask for bread, and then they have drinking beer and so happy.
Joulu, kylän pistää äitessäni, paljon pantua olutta ja holuta. Sierkan resi, parman jalka, pepposen para, pakkara, sammakon sakari, varvas, plani, vahara, konikaisen korve juure, sisilliskon silmä puoli.
one, finally a nice song. No hunting, no eating weird stuff. It's just a very sweet song about how Falcon was flying through like for a forest, and the night came, and there's nowhere to stay him and sleep. So and then saying, "Hey Falcon, stay in the green forest. Where is the cuckoo bird? At this bird, stay with it."
And as we were mentioning, our research is really about the connection between the Finnish and the Lithuanian traditions. In both traditions, you find a lot the cuckoo bird, which, you know, as opposed to in sort of Western European traditions, the cuckoo bird is kind of like, you know, it's sort of about you know, cheating on people and stuff like that. But in the Northern and Eastern European traditions, the cuckoo bird is actually like a sacred bird that can you tell your fortune and stuff like that. And what's interesting about this song is that the cuckoo bird and the falcon are actually kind of interchangeable a lot, and you'll find this even in biology, where the cuckoo bird has the same stripes on its chest as the falcon, because it's
trying to imitate.
Yeah, it's basically so when the cuckoo bird shows up with those stripes, the other birds think it's a falcon. They leave the nest, and so that's how the cuckoo bird can lay its egg, I guess. Looks like we have what time for? Thank you very much. Yeah, what do you want to do? So we have one more song in this set, and then we're going to turn. Probably the other one, I think.
Like this one?
Yeah, the next one, because then this one is a. Oh.
Sure.
Or we could just do them both.
No. This one.
Okay, sure. Okay, so this one has some words that you can all sing along to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You can.
they're very simple.
They call u ta ta ta, u ta ta ta. Can you do that?
That's right.
Wait. What's the key? That's
Yeah, and basically just follow me too.
he doesn't sing the song. Šėlo meška, aš čia nekopsiu aukštą drevėn, be liesvelių, be šakelių, be tų traciukų pinėlių. Nein kopsi aukštun drevenu, vėlės vėlių, be šakelių, be tų traciukų pinėlių.
We'll be back after this open mic portion of the evening, so we'll turn it over to, I don't know, who do we turn it over to?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, sure.
Jurgita, that instrument, from here it looks like there's no frets. Do you just use your fingers to stop the strings?
Yep.
That's very unusual.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, carefully broke them down.
So it's in the sort of in the lyre family, bowed lyre family. So yeah, it kind of I think it just sort of precedes the invention of fretboards.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, you got nice clear notes out of it, which is I think more than a beginner would be able to do.
That's definitely 4 years of practice.
Thank you. Everyone, that was Honeypaw. They will be back for a second set after our
Sorry. The writing is very small, but. Okay, we're back. Again, we're Honeypaw, and I guess I should mention that, so yeah, we've been a band since about 2019, but only really officially a band since the order to lock down, and so that was the moment when every musician suddenly lost their job, and we began to live stream every week. But since then, we've actually been doing some interesting stuff. So including we went to toured Lithuania this past summer, and this May we're actually going to Finland for our second international tour. So this first song of our second set, we're past the Christmas season now officially, I think. So now here we are in the midsummer, jumping ahead a bit, and we're in the woods in Ingria. Now Ingria is kind of known as the lost connection between Finland and Estonia. So it used to be a Finnic-speaking part of the world. This song comes from there, and in this song we say we're going to go to the forest in the midsummer. We're going to pick mushrooms and berries, and it is not the time for haymaking. That comes a little bit later in the fall, and so we will not return home from the forest without the best flowers and berries. speaking of Nick Nanos, he was actually my singing teacher 10 years ago. I met him here when he was running the choir at Don Heights. And yeah, I found him to be a very good singing teacher. He opened my eyes to a lot of different music, as you are surely aware. And yeah, but then so have you. So this next tune, yeah, you can kind of talk about it. It's actually three songs.
3 songs in one place. So it's back to sutartinė tradition, and it's about the linden tree had 9 branches, and all 9 branches was cut down and by the brothers, and brother, please leave 1 branch at least for a cuckoo to sit and cuckoo. And then on second part we kind of translated from Kalevala, which Finnish Kalevala app.
The Finnish poetry tradition
of where as well about cuckoo, and say, hey cuckoo, cuckoo, morning, evening, and shout out loud that in this world will be lots of joy, and the forest will be nicely, I don't know English enough, so that all the soil will be harvested like strong, and all the seed,
joy and health to the world.
Joy, health, and
fertility.
Prosper.
Yeah, prosperous. Yeah. And if you're not familiar with the linden tree, there's many linden trees here in Toronto. It's the one that is shaped like a tree, and it has leaves that are leaf-shaped. And once you understand, like once you learn to recognize a linden tree, you'll see it everywhere. But before you, it just looks like any other tree.
June, July, they blossom and smells very nice.
Yeah, it smells like honey. So we actually can collect the blossoms for making tea for when we get sick in the winter.
Yeah.
So we tried to translate today that middle part into English so that there would be some English in our set, but English is really not a very poetic language, so we're not able to. Now we're gonna, I guess we could have actually timed this better. We are done with summer, now we're gonna go back into the spring though, and let our cattle out into the field.
Going backwards.
Going backwards, or it's kind of it's all a dream sequence, I don't know. So we're going to let our cattle into the field, and the very important thing to do is to make the lull the bears to sleep so that they don't come in and harass our livestock. And for that, traditionally the kantele has been thought of as a kind of a magical sort of instrument that can accomplish these sort of tasks. So this next song actually also you should probably tune that. Yeah, I'll while you're tuning, I'll say that there's a word in this song, messikämmen, and so it's actually bad luck to say the name of the bear. So you have to instead give it some sort of pet name. My little bird, my forest brown fur, and one of the pet names, of course, is my Honeypaw, and that's where we get our band name from. So in the second line of this song, you'll hear messikämmen. That's the Honeypaw. So my sweet bear, my Honeypaw, when my livestock are released, retract your claws into your fur and retract your fangs into your gums and go to sleep on the mossy hillock.
Weather.
Wow. This sound might also scare away some bears too. Try to get it. No, that sounds good.
Okay.
Ohtosseni, linttysseni, ja messikämmen kaunosseni, ja kun mä ohtoinen uudissin jalisin, messikaunon kävisin ja kävisin. Karjan kellon, helkevän hevosen kellon, vuosen kellon, painun maata mätähäsen, nurmahen nuukahtamaan, kahtamaan. Karvaiheese ja hampaat keneheese ja jos on vikon on velhota, kauan aikoja katsotte. And you switched instruments at the right time because, yeah, you're right. The one of your strings was going a little bit out of tune, so but we can easily tune the yohiko, so we're good.
Still good?
Sounds good so far, yeah. You can tell about this song. This song's interesting.
It's interesting. Oh. It's about planting a hops in my garden of my father, and the hop grew, and it made beautiful blossoms, and I pick up those beautiful blossoms, and I made a beer, and I give it all to my guests to drink.
Mm-hmm. That was actually kind of an interesting thing too. When we were in Lithuania, I'd never seen like wild hops because it doesn't really grow in North America. So it was kind of neat to see wild hops growing along the road there.
Well, it's kind of beer, supposed to be secret drink back in the day. So.
I think it's still supposed to be a sacred drink, and it's kind of a little bit, yeah. Thank you very much. Let's see, we've got some, yep, got some time. Here we can see that the sun, in fact, has gone down, and of course, at this time of year, it's gone down for a few hours. But
It's not. It's about swinging.
it's, oh no, I always get those two songs confused. Okay, never mind.
We can do that a cappella.
Test my memory.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a swing song. In spring, back to spring.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was like whole European tradition was in many nations of swinging. In the time when everyone was seeded in the planted and believed that swinging kind of helped to grow higher and harvest better.
Yeah, is it something like as high as the swing goes, so
Yeah,
the grain
so-
will grow or something?
Yeah, something like that. So young people used to make somewhere swings high and then singing songs while they're swinging. So one of them is like
And this has fallen out of fashion because apparently it was very dangerous.
stop believing that it could help. I don't know. So swing me high, me young, so that I could see high mountain, green forest, the green old grove.
Is this our first mention of the oak? Or
I think we shouldn't read this lyrics because we sing a different one.
oh no. Okay, so apparently this is the unrehearsed portion of our set. mani jaunu karus visu karus visu augstu kolnu žalu geru žali žale lapai labere peru pale no teke. Thank you. It looks like we still have time for one more song.
We can do that Christmas one.
Yeah, the one that we Buva Musa.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, so we
You're gonna do that? Okay. Then I'll go on.
we missed one song in our first set because it was over half an hour. But here we're gonna go back just for the sake of going back in time again. We're gonna go back to the Lelumoi, the Advent season, where we have three brothers.
So it's one of like those rare and very mythological songs which survived, and usually those are survived in the Christmas period. Like most like, let's say, pre-Christian concepts are survived in the Christmas period songs, and this is one which tells about this imagery of the three brothers, and they were forging, and I'm asking them to forge me a golden scissors so I could climb over the high mount tree, and I cut the top of the tree so I could see my father's estate, and my father's estate is like silver casted but like clay roof, and then on my father's estate there's like sun rising and the moon riding and the stars jumping. And then I could see my mother-in-law estate, where it's casted from copper, green copper, and the roof from the hay. And on that estate there's like cloud, and it was raining.
surely that concludes the Christmas season. I think that's all the time we have for tonight, so thank you for Don Heist for having us at your coffee house, and we hope to return another time.
Thank you for coming, Honeypaw. Another round of applause, please, for tonight's tremendous performance. And a special thanks to Audrey, who has taken on the role of second camera operator and done a very nice job. Oh, there she is.
And also to our sound crew.
It was, I think, a successful experiment. It's not that, I won't say we had not a single glitch for the evening, but we were heard in the room, we were heard all over the world, and so we're going to do it again in February.